Hey there guys, Alex from the IDK Network here. Just a short video of the handheld console, the Nintendo 3DS. Now you're probably thinking, why should we listen to you? The 3DS has been out for a couple of months now. Well, I planned on doing this video months and months ago when I was luckily enough chosen whilst I was working in the music retail store, I was lucky enough to have the console in my hand 2 months before release date. Even before, adverts and newspapers, TVs, somewhat magazines-ish to an extent. And yeah, I was somewhat privileged to be able to have it in my hand, showcase it to customers, and and go to Nintendo events. Now, in all fairness, I was kind of skeptical of the whole 3D, experience that the console was going to give to me. So, I took it with a pinch of salt. It's a handheld console. You can't really do much processing-wise and power-wise and all that. So anyway, I was lucky to have it. And first impressions, yeah, it looked alright, to be honest with you. The top part of the screen, sorry, the case of it, I guess you could say, it was quite nice. Nice and glossy. You had Aqueous Blue and Cosmos Black, two most random names in the world. But I mean, the Aqueous Blue is more turquoise color, to be honest with you, than blue. But that's how I saw it. But anyway, I mean, so yeah, when I first held it, it was quite heavy. It was heavier than the model before, DS console. The buttons felt pretty solid. The directional pads felt, pretty solid as well. And the first game I was able to play, was augmented reality, where you use, not pre-installed cards, but you get these like little cards you put on the floor, ground, table, whatever, and you hold the cameras, the two cameras that's on the top half of the screen. You hold it along, and you kind of like, I guess it depends what you can play games with it. You can just move it around, and with the gyroscope built in, like the iPhone has, iPhone 4, technically speaking. And in all fairness, that was the only game that I kind of really liked. So then I was able to play Street Fighter. I mean, bearing in mind all these games that I'm going to tell you now, I was able to play months and months before, 2 months to be exact, well before that. It was announced that they were going to make them to the general public. So anyway, play Street Fighter on the 3DS, not all that. I mean, it's just angled. So instead of having the 2D effect, you get like a slight angle, which makes it look somewhat 3D. And I didn't really think much of it. The control, I know the directional pad. I mean, yeah, it was all the buttons were solid, but it's just the fact that it just didn't feel right to play like a beat 'em up sort of game on the 3DS console. It just didn't seem too right, to be honest with you. But I mean, I took it a pinch of salt. It was alright. I mean, it wasn't amazing. Then I played some sports resort sort of game. I mean, I don't remember the exact name, where you're kind of flying around and all that. You hit the balloons or markers or whatever, and then you gain points from it. Now that was a ball ache, because I don't know if it was inverted controls. Even though I try to find the, not to have it invert, because I can't play invert. Why? Why do people play invert? It does not make any sense whatsoever. Up is up, down is down. Not up is down and down is up. Oh no, it makes sense for simulators. Yeah, but it doesn't make sense for other games. In real life, right? You got a gun if you're playing like Call of Duty or Killzone or whatever, and you're gonna press up, you go up. Not press up and you go down. That doesn't make any sense. Oh yeah, I'm gonna shoot up. Oh no, that's down, mate. I mean, I'm probably sounding stupid, but that's how I sort of see it. But anyway, off topic. What other games were there? There was the Nintendogs and the Cats game. It's pants. You get a game based around looking after your pets, feeding them, washing them, customizing them with bows, play games with them, teach them tricks. What a waste of time. If you have pets at home, play with them. I don't have any pets here. I mean, the only pet that I have are fish. Aquarium. I've got an aquarium in the corner of my room. That's the only pet I have. Pets. I keep saying that. But if you have a dog or a cow or a guinea pig or anything, play with them. They're going to do a lot more things, a lot more exciting things than a bloody game's ever going to do. Well, then you can you know, argue like, oh, you know, I'd rather play Call of Duty than going to the army. Yeah, that sort of thing kind of makes sense. I mean, who really wants to go out there and, you know, get shot? Now, I'm not saying the army's stupid. You know, the army's there to protect the country, or, you know, to protect us, which is fair enough. But I just don't like people how they are so enthusiastic about the game, going, oh yeah, this is amazing, blah blah blah, and they're just total douchebags about it. Now I'm actually thinking about it now. It's not really going anywhere. But there was an argument I had with someone about, you know, if you're really so into it, why don't you join the army? You know, sort of thing. You got a good build, you know, you've got the right mentality that you want to do this sort of thing as a career. Why don't you just join the army? And I'm not going to go off topic anyway. Well, I have, but there we go. So yeah, the 3DS. Yeah, I mean, there's a slider button on the side, so you can choose the sensitivity of the 3D, you know, the depth of it. And in fairness, right, I mean, you put it all the way up, it's going to be full 3D. You know, put it in the middle, it's going to be somewhat 2D/3D. Put it all the way down, it's going to be 2D. You know, basic standard. What is the point? If you were going to make a 3DS console, have a 3D based console, handheld or, you know, basic standalone console, just keep it the way it's, you know, you've announced it as a 3D. Like, there were reports going, oh no, the 3DS is you can't let kids under the age of 6 play it because it's going to mess up with their head, their eyes, blah blah blah. Then why advertise it with all these games for kids? You know that parents are going to get pushed by kids saying, Daddy, Mommy, I want a 3DS console so I can play pets and blah 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 and take pictures of myself and blah blah blah. You know it's not going to happen. And there's a parental control where you can turn the 3D off. What parent wants to open it up, turn the 3D off, then when the kid, you know, eventually wants to play 3D, or, you know, you say, oh yeah, you can play it for a little bit, go through all the effort. I mean, there's probably not much, it really isn't much of an effort, but do you really have spare time to do that crap, possibly on a daily basis? No parent, I mean, I'm not a parent, but I wouldn't want the hassle from my kid or kids asking me to turn the, for them to ask me, to turn the 3D on. If I was a responsible parent, I wouldn't buy the console, handheld console, because A, it's a waste of time. B, it's a waste of money at the price of £270 odd, I think it was, or 250. No offense, right? You can go out there, buy yourself a PlayStation 3 brand new or Xbox 360 brand new with a decent bundle, and it will be, well, the PlayStation 3, you will pay a little bit more, but you have Blu-ray, you can now play 3D games, watch things online, pictures, music, all that sort of stuff. The Xbox, it's going to be cheaper than the 3DS, but then obviously you got Kinect, I mean obviously with PlayStation 3 you got PlayStation Move, and all that sort of stuff, and, you know, rent films on both consoles, and, you know, apart from the Xbox, you can only watch normal DVDs, but there's so much functionality in those two consoles. Yeah, of course, they were built for it, but why charge a console the size of, I don't know, a glasses case, to, you know, the width to an extent, £250+? The games are crap, the build quality is alright, but reports have already showed that they crack quite easily. And the fact that it'll make you nauseous. Yeah, there were reports out there that people were getting nauseous, having nosebleeds randomly, headaches, seeing doubled after prolonged playing. I mean, why? Why put the disclaimer? You should have perfected it. Samsung have done the same thing. I mean, you know, I'm not trying to slate Samsung or Nintendo. I'm just giving you my overall view of it. They said that, you know, people shouldn't watch it to the age of, at 6 or below because it's gonna mess up their head and all that crap. I personally think 3D technology is a bit, it's there, but it's not quite there yet. It just needs to be perfected over the next couple of years, and then it'll be top notch, you know. And the other features in the 3DS are just the basic crap. You know, you can download demos, games from the Nintendo market or whatever the hell they call it. But anyway, I'm gonna cut all that crap out short now. But my overall feeling of the 3DS console, waste of time. I mean, you can spend that money on so many better things. So many better things. I mean, even if you buy the console, you would want to get warranty. Seriously, you would want to spend money on warranty. And how much is the warranty going to be? It's going to be about 30 to 40 pounds. Because it's such a highly, valued item. But reports have showed that in the UK, hardly any fuckers, pardon my language, has bought it. But in Japan, the Far East, they loved it. It's sold out. But people say, oh, we haven't had it as long as the Japs, as the Far East. No, not really. Yeah, to an extent. But at the same time, the Japs, Far Eastern people love that stuff. It's part of their culture. Nintendo is like probably, I can only really assume, is the #1 selling thing over there. I mean, obviously next Sony or them two like join tie. But it's their culture to love that sort of thing. They're brought up on wacky anime cartoons, gaming, telltale stories that just doesn't make sense over here. I mean, I'm half Filipino, so I'm kind of part from the Far East, and I grew up on that sort of stuff. This is why I love anime. I mean, it's a bit stereotypical in a sense, but I love anime, even the most quirky, weird ones that English people won't watch to an extent. Gaming, I've gamed since I was like 2 probably. What was the other point? Oh, anyway, whatever. It's part of my culture, the Far Eastern. Now, the reports have shown that the sale of it is just tumbled. And that's why they reduced it so much. Because nobody really wants to pay £250+ for a console. Would you want to spend £250 of your hard-earned money for your kids? If you got 1 kid, yeah, fair enough. If you got 2 or 3 or more, you're kind of screwed. Because obviously you can play with other people who got the same game with obviously different, usernames and all that sort of stuff. And another feature of the 3DS is walk and share sort of crap. So say for example, this is obviously not 3DS, but someone's got a 3DS here, and another person has got a 3DS here. And if you walk past each other, you can share information. Yeah. Like say for example, if this guy, he's been playing Street Fighter 4 or Street Fighter on the 3DS, and this guy's been playing Street Fighter as well. And if you do like a survival mode or whatever, the consoles can interact with each other wirelessly and say this guy has beaten this guy's points, for example. So then obviously you can challenge the guy in a weird way. I don't know how that really works, because if you live in 2 separate areas, it's not really going to work. But anyway, you can challenge it, and I kind of see the pros in that. I mean, it kind of spurs you on, but like, oh yeah, I want to beat this guy. But at the end of the day, you're going to get bored very easily. But anyway, I'm going to keep this short because I'm probably rambling. And this is probably a crap review of the 3DS. But my advice is don't buy it. Just spend your money on an Xbox 360 or a PlayStation 3, or at that something more realistic, like a holiday. Spend money on a holiday. We all need holidays. Spend that money on a holiday. But anyway, it's Alex from the IDK Network here. Tell your friends, tell your family, workmates, whatever. Subscribe at my WordPress account, www.theidknetwork.wordpress.com. And if you want to subscribe, like, dislike my videos on YouTube at youtube.com/theidk network. It would really help me out. I mean, I'm not a partnership. I haven't got any AdSense thing going at the moment, but it would just help me out. It would just spur me on to make more random crap videos. But yeah, guys. I mean, that'd be awesome. And I'm gonna make a video probably about the Kinect and the PS3 Move. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'll do that in a minute. But anyway, Alex from the IDK Network here. I'll catch you guys in a bit. Oh, hello.